Alright, this video is on how to tie a Lil Minnow. All you need for it are some white bucktail, some light brown bucktail, and I'm using the light brown bucktail because my olive bucktail is out and it's not going to give it a good action at the end. You also need some black bucktail and some Flahabou. You can use this, or you can use gold Flahabou, or you can use pearl Flahabou. I just prefer gold because I had it and it was already out. Alright. I'm going to be using Danville's or 210 Deneir olive thread for this fly. They're Fly Master Plus. You got it at Bass Pro Shops. Alright. Start the fly, just wind your thread on. And you want to go all the way back to your bend. Right there, just want to stop. So, and come all the way forward to maybe an eye length back. Right. Cut your tag end off. Now take your white bucktail and size it up against your hook so you know where you're going to cut. Now you don't want it to be real thick, so I'm going to take about that much of a clump, place it on the hook, I want to extend a little bit past the hook eye. So right there, I'm going to slide this off. And then just tie it all nice and in. And the reason the hair is all crinkly for me, all squirrely, is actual bucktail from a deer that I shot, that I harvested, I should say. And since I don't like how little white there is on that, I'm just going to repeat the process again with a tiny bit more. So, measure it, bring it to the hook eye, so my fingers are in front of the hook, because then for me, since I'm a left-handed tyer, when I bring my right hand over to cut, that's going to go behind the hook eye. Alright, in this one though, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take out any loose little fibers so that I have a little bit easier tying. Wind this nice, wind that in, and that is about how I want it, like that. Alright, so now I'm going to come over here to the black bucktail, And I'm using the black bucktail as the lateral line. So, just gonna find a piece that I want. Let's say these short guys right here. This one should be enough for me to do. You don't want to use a lot because there's not that much black on a minnow. So that's why you don't want to use a lot. And this stuff, because it's so short, I'm going to end up just cutting down the base of it anyway. So I just want to make sure that I'm going to do that. Try to measure it. Alright. Then just tie that in. And now is when you want to put in your Flahabou. You can change how much you have, whether you like a lot of flash or a little flash. For me, I like a little bit of flash. So, I'm just going to scrape away any of these shorter pieces. And I'm going to loop it on my thread. So I can get twice as much flash in a single loop. And the flash you're really just going to have to cut. And I try to measure it a little bit, but I'm never perfect, so. Like if you see your thread starting to dip down, stop winding. Like back here, it started to dip down. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it dips down versus up here where it's nice and level. So, just because that's where your thread was stopped on the layer before. So all you want to do is just cut that off, and you can also cut it shorter. So cut it shorter like that. It sounded like these little stragglers. I'm just gonna take them out. Okay, now for the final layer, I'm going to tie in some light to dark brown, or dark to light brown bucktail. See, it's got these nice dark brown ends, and then they form into like a light brown tip. So this is the one that you want to use the most out of. The most of. What I'm going to do when I'm tying this in is I'm going to layer it. And with this especially, since it's actual deer that I harvested, it's actual tail that I got off of deer, what you really want to do is, if you ever do that, make sure that you do get the under fur out. What I may want to do though, since it's so high up on the fly, or like versus the other layers, is I may want to come back here and just take a few wraps just to try and get it to come down. See? So that's how you want it, where it's nice and streamlined and not bumped up. So now what you can do is just come in here. Since I have all these little stragglers, you can just bend them back and try to tie them down. Those are so small. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to come in here, my scissors, and just cut these out. Now I'll come forward with my thread and finish off the head. Alright, I'm going to whip finish. And what I like to do after a whip finish, is I like to throw in a half edge. Just to make sure that nothing's going to be sliding around and that whip finish isn't going to come undone. So that's just my personal preference. Alright. Now head cement. And since I need to put more thinner in mine, I'm gonna have to move it around by hand instead of this just nicely evening out by itself. Make sure that you get that half edge good, along with your whip finish. Alright, and now this fly is ready to be fished with only a few minor changes to just cutting off this excess flash. Alright, thanks for watching.